What's up, everyone? It's the interview queen Alicia Toot here, and be sure to watch True Heel Heat.
This is M-Dog20, Matt Cross, and you're listening to True Heel Heat.
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for Rated Raw Review, episode 44, the fifth man reviewing the November 18th, 2024 edition of WWE Monday Night Raw as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague, the face and the ace of the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, the face and the ace of the True Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment channel. If you were watching over the weekend, he is Mr. Romeo Anthony Cologne. How are you doing?
What's up, buddy? Hey, I don't know if you saw. Did you see this? Tyrese Maxey challenged Joel Embiid to be on time for team activities. Called him out about being late for everything. That makes Joel Embiid's fourth meltdown since since I roasted his ass on social media. 4 already.
And Sixers have taken the place of the Milwaukee Bucks as the worst team in the league.
Worst. I fucking love it. Bums.
Hey, you know who you can't say that about? My Los Angeles Lakers, you son of a bitch.
You can't?
We're beating who we're supposed to beat. We're beating who we're supposed to beat so far. I'm liking it.
It's your time to shine. The NBA Cup. It's your time to shine.
Absolutely. We coming back for our throne.
Repeat.
Repeat. But yes, We'll have more basketball talk over on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment. I did want to ask you, what did you think about Tyson versus Paul? I actually watched it. I should have jumped on with you guys. I actually watched it. I was up late because my kids were not feeling well. But yeah, what did you think about Tyson versus Paul?
Everything I expected. One of the greatest con jobs ever, making all those casuals believe in Mike Tyson, 58, 59 years old, wherever he is. I knew it was going to go the distance. I knew nobody was going to get knocked out. I knew Paul was going to win. It's a shame I couldn't bet on it in New York. New York was smart enough, like, oh, we're not going to let you bet this fight. We're not. But what did you think, being, casual viewer?
As a casual viewer, yeah, it was pretty much what I thought it would be when they told me when they gave me all the information. I stopped listening to the great promos and the great words from Mike Tyson and the video package with Tyson smacking Jake Paul. I was like, he's 58 years old and he just had a blood transfusion. So, yeah, I don't think this is going to go well for him. But it was sad. It was sad to watch. It was very sad. For someone who grew up as a Tyson fan, remembers all the Saturday nights that my brother-in-law used to have a whole bunch of friends over in Brooklyn and used to order the Tyson fight on cable and everybody would chip in and stuff like that. It was great times growing up. But he's not that. And I was like 4 or 5 years old at that time as well.
What did you think about them trying to tease Tyson and Logan at the end?
That was barely a tease because I actually believe after that fight, I actually believe Logan Paul when he said, "Motherfucker, I'd kill you."
Logan was funny.
Hilarious. Yes, a hilarious con job, as you said it. You put it the best. But go over and check out our watch along that we did. Romeo was hosting it along with the fellas from the Around the Point network. So go over and check that out. But of course, we appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Let's drop your thumbs up on this video. Let's share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. You are the best of us when it comes to the co-host of the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Your guys' voices always matter, and we always try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And we always appreciate the support. We got a super chat to start us off strong from Nicky Boy, the Negro Buck Nick Jackson. So I haven't seen you in the chat in a couple of days, Nicky Boy. You must have been working. So we appreciate y'all for joining us live today. He says, fuck a Super Cena. We got Super Rhea in this bitch. It was like 2 weeks. What was the reason to put that even on social media? It was 2 weeks.
The Phantom Rhea, as I'm going to call her with that mask, reminded me of the Phantom Undertaker.
Or just call her Rhea Rip Hamilton.
Oh, see what you did there.
See what I did there? Thank you so much, Nicky Boy, for the super chat donation. Eric Isaac says, hello, THH fam. Welcome home, Monday Night Mommy. Bronzilla officially in the new Bloodline. While it was a rough night for the other Bronster, at least Raw last night was better than Tyson Paul. This is true. Well, anything is better than
Did you
Tyson.
see the women fight? That was incredible.
I didn't get to watch that one. I started watching right after that. I think it was when I was done with SmackDown review over on Sportskeeda.
Fight of the night. That's incredible. That was worth watching.
There we go. Go to Romeo for your reviews there. We got I Make Beats. He says, yo, I finally broke 1K of views on one of my videos. Are you proud, SP? I'm taking over the YouTube game. Always proud. Keep killing it. Keep smashing it over on your YouTube channel, sir. Yes. He also says, I do enjoy the opening THH beats as someone who also makes beats. There we go. There we go.
That's all
Show some
Stat
love
King.
to Stat King. Yes.
It's incredible.
So talented. So talented. We also got I Make Beats with a super sticker. Thank you so much, I Make Beats, for the super sticker today. We also got Safet, who says, cool countdown, guys. We also got here Eric Isaac, who says, wrestling was better last week than Tyson versus Paul. Still not saying much.
I see a lot of people upset that they were conned. Me, I couldn't be upset because I knew what it was. I couldn't. But a lot of people out there shaking their fists like Arthur.
Oh, I can't believe it. We also got Nikki Boy. He says, have you guys seen part 2 of Cobra Kai season 6? I have.
Never seen it.
It's stupid. But I will have more thoughts on Cobra Kai.
Is that the finale?
True Hill. That is the part 2 finale. There's 5 more episodes of the series.
They have 3 parts of season 6?
Yep.
Gotcha.
He's like, got you. Never watching that.
I start with Karate Kid. Then I'll graduate from there.
He's like, I'll graduate. He was like, I'll probably be like this. He'd be like, watching Karate Kid, the first one. He's like, I finally did it. We also got another super chat donation from Bell. Thank you so much, Bell, who says, hello all. I've been thinking, and I think there's a chance that CM Punk is the 5th man on Roman's team at the request of the Wise Men. This is not a not so common take that I've been seeing as of late with everything that Seth Rollins has said. I've seen Corey Brenner of Fightful, as well as Mike Johnson of PW Insider also speculate this, saying that Paul Heyman's going to come back, and that's how they're going to recruit CM Punk onto Team Roman. It makes sense, and it does follow up in a little bit in a way that it follows up to the whole Seth Rollins rivalry, where you could build that Punk is taking Seth's spot on the team and stuff like that. So it would work. I would want a little bit more, or it just feels like a tag on. Too much of a tag.
I don't know, because I think Paul Heyman has already switched sides. I think
so you think he's on Team Solo now?
Team Rock. That's what I think he's on. Team Solo. But,
hey, Solo's the one that needs Heyman the most. I mean,
I don't mind this idea, but I think it's gonna be Seth. Okay. Very reluctantly.
Very reluctantly, I understand why.
But I think Punk was advertised for Survivor Series, though.
He was. We shall see. We shall see. It is a common take nowadays, it seems, that Punk could be the 5th man. King of the North, good to see you in the chat today. He says, just here to let SP3 know that the Fed is bad. I know it's bad, but it's still entertaining. Bad stuff could be entertaining too.
I see King of the North once in a while just raging on Twitter. Calm down, relax. There's more to life than you being upset that WWE is good. There's more to life. It's okay. It's okay for the Fed to be great. It's rolling. It's okay. You could still enjoy your life, King of the North.
You realize that you're like the pot calling the kettle black, because you can't stand for anybody to compliment AEW.
No,
what is
that? That's
you put up a stink. You put up a stink every time.
False.
Times.
False.
No.
AEW's in the mud right now. I mean, it's not a fucking mystery. That's why King of the North is so miserable right now. He's been miserable for a while.
But what I'm saying
I'll tell you what.
WWE fans like you are miserable all the time too, because you can't stand anybody else being good.
I'll tell you what, though. AJ on Wednesday, Big Justice, bringing the 700K on Dynamite. Back to 700K. Watch.
Oh,
the whole Costco verse. The whole Costco verse. You thought the Jericho verse was rough? Wait till you see the Costco verse. Oh my goodness.
Chuck Berry saying, what's good, THH fam? Yeah, it sucks to be a Sixers fan right now, but at least I have my Eagles, LOL. Joel is the Braun Strowman of the NBA. Wow.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman. That's quite the comparison. All right, let's get into Monday Night Raw. What did you think about the pre-recorded crowd from Grand Rapids, Michigan, taped last Monday?
Well, they sounded tired as expected, but their second half was much better than the first half.
You know, like that's what I was like. Why you didn't? No, okay, all right, cool. I mean, I knew most of everything that was going to happen on this show. Nothing was a surprise. I tried to watch it like I was surprised at stuff though. We had Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez kick off the show. Liv welcoming us to Monday Night Morgan. She knew Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill were in the house and weren't alone, so she didn't come alone either. And that brought up WWE Women's Champion, Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae, as well, led by Nia Jax. Nia gets on the mic and she says that Liv and Raquel, that she didn't care about them. She didn't dislike them. She didn't think about them at all. But when it came to Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi, she thought about them all the time. And she cared very much about beating them up. So the three women came out right on cue to some very noticeable fake crowd noise. We get Belair, who says that you guys didn't come alone, and neither did we. And that brought out Io Sky to back up the big three. We get Liv getting on the mic, and she noted that they were still outnumbered 5-4. Morgan called herself really, really, really smart because she knew what was about to happen and asked who would throw out the first punch. But before Bianca could answer, the music of Rhea Ripley hits with protective face masks and all. She comes out to a huge pop. This crowd woke the hell up for Rhea Ripley. The announcers remind us that she has a broken orbital bone, and she gets on the mic right in Liv Morgan's face, and she yells, "War Games!" and headbutted Morgan right in the face. Morgan escaped through the crowd after Rhea threw her over the barricade. We get Io Sky going to the top rope, and she does a massive over-the-moonsault onto all the heels, and the baby faces stand tall in the ring. This is basically the setup for a women's War Games matchup. You got Team Rhea of Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Io Sky. What an all-star lineup. And they face Team Liv, which is Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. And then it was announced later in the show that there will be an advantage match between Bianca Belair and Nia Jax next week on Monday Night Raw. Romeo, what did you think about this opening segment, the return of Rhea Ripley, and the official announcement for the Women's War Games matchup? We talked in depth about WWE's very shoehorned way they booked this Women's War Games in depth on our flagship podcast. We got a separate video that's probably going to drop for all of those who don't want to watch the whole podcast, can just see that section of the show. But it just very much feels like, oh, it's that time of the year, so we need a reason to do the Women's War Games matchup. But I did like the execution of Rhea Ripley's return.
I agree with you there. Rhea brings some star power. That team is stacked. They're already not going to be getting along at all. That's going to be their downfall for this match. But I agree with you, everything you said. But I'll be there for the match because I think it's going to deliver with all the talent that's in that. On both teams, it has to deliver.
Yeah, I think the match will be much better than the build.
Rhea's look is pretty interesting with that mask. I don't know how safe it is for her to be in there even with a mask. We'll see.
I don't either. I'm gonna hold my breath come next Saturday. But yeah, I mean, I want to feel some type of emotion towards this matchup, and I feel none. I do agree with you. The match will, once the bell rings, they will over-deliver, and they could probably have a better matchup than the men's War Games matchup. But the build is just so devoid of any emotion, any concrete storytelling, that it just makes me be like, okay, it's a women's War Games match.
By the way, William Regal is allowed to appear on TV now, right?
Yeah.
Can we get the War Games now? Like, come on.
Nope. They said no to you. The Void.
That should be his job once a year, every year.
Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea Ripley nailed the line.
Yeah, it's not Regal. It's not. It's just not. I've been spoiled.
Just shitting all over Rhea. She's gone for a few weeks, and you just start shitting.
That's not shitting. It's just,
Yeah.
It's not the best.
Yep. All right. Fair enough. We do have a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Will Chisholm, who sends us a super chat donation saying, "I feel bad if Swerve is hurt, but he will hurt you. He will hurt you. LOL. P.S. Is Punk the fifth man?"
They better hope Swerve's not hurt. Shit. That'd suck.
What, is there a rumor that Swerve's hurt?
Did you see his social media when he uploaded a picture, an X-ray of his shoulder?
Oh, no. Well, his shoulder's been messed up. It's been messed up for months.
I'm no doctor. I don't know how to read that X-ray, so I don't know if it's gotten worse. I would assume it has if he's uploading that. Or it's just storyline. I don't know. On someone else's shoulder.
When did he post that? Oh, okay. I see it now.
There you go.
These hurt syndicate beatings take a toll. I mean,
Tune in Wednesday.
Exactly. I think you can have Bobby Lashley watch him, and then we get them to basically write him off for a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, did you see this? That AEW has trademarked Dynamite on 34th Street?
Yes.
Oh, that's definitely Hammerstein.
Yeah, ECW did that once, right? What was it called?
Was it Miracle? No, it wasn't Miracle. It was Nightmare on 34th Street or something like that. Something like that. Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting here. But thank you for the super chat donation, Will Chisholm.
Wasn't it supposed to be Collision at the Hammerstein?
Yeah, because they were talking about doing what's it called? Final Battle. But they could do it where they do all of it in like one weekend. Because I think Christmas is on a Wednesday. So they can tape it. They can do the Saturday Collision live at Hammerstein and then tape Dynamite the following day.
You are correct. Christmas Wednesday.
And then they could tape Dynamite on a Sunday for Wednesday.
Yep.
We got Belle who says, "I wish the shows wasn't taped right now, but this time of year I do get it, so I can't complain too much." So I'm still gonna complain.
Me too. I'm complaining with them.
I'm sorry.
It ain't Thanksgiving yet. It ain't Christmas yet.
Yeah, like that's nice of you to give them a pass, but I'm not.
I'd understand taping this next Raw. It's gonna be the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then you come back for Survivor Series.
Exactly. I understand that. We got G Loke in the chat. He says, "Badass team, I think." We got I Make Beats who says, "Shout out Candice, by the way. She's great. Finally good to see her doing something. Still sucks about indie, but at least it's something." Yeah, at least they're giving her somewhat of a push or a little bit more exposure by putting her in this War Games matchup.
Yep. Is she still alive in the? I don't know who won the U.S. title first round.
No, she lost. She lost to Bailey
in the mud. That's my pick. That's me.
Bailey.
Yep.
Sounds right.
Bailey and Naomi in the final.
Okay. All right. I'll say Jade and Bianca, but my real pick is Chelsea versus Tiffany.
It's very fishy that Jade and Bianca are in triple threat matches, so they don't get pinned.
That's also true. That's why I think Chelsea. That's what I said. Whoever wins Chelsea and the Bianca triple threat, because Blair Davenport sure ain't winning it. Whoever wins between Chelsea and Bianca, I think they're the person who's going to go to the finals.
Word.
They showed a Triple H showing up at the Travis Scott concert at Complex Con and inviting him to the Netflix debut on January 6th. It was announced it will be at Into Dome in Los Angeles, California on Monday, January 6th.
Whoa.
What did you think about Travis Scott being the special guest for Netflix premiere?
Cool. I like that his I think that his song is the official theme of Raw Netflix, which should upset quite a few people out there who do not like hip hop songs on their wrestling shows. So good luck dealing with that. What is that? The new hardcore champion? What was that?
Yeah,
he hardcore title.
Hardcore title. He's a hardcore fan.
Okay.
He's hardcore. He's hardcore. He's hardcore. Oh, look at that. Look at the love from your.
Hello to my wonderful niece. Why the heck are you not in school right now? Or if you are, get off your phone. Pay attention.
She's on lunch. Holiday. She's like, I'm on lunch. I'm going to watch my uncle on the YouTubes. We got mixed tag team action. We're kicking off the show or in-ring action as we had Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega of the LWO facing Chad Gable and Ivy Now of American Male. Now smacked Vega before the match began. They brawled on the outside while Ray and Gable went out in the ring. Gable and Now put the boots to Ray as the referee held back Zelina. Ray tagged in Zelina, who started running wild for a bit with double knees in the corner to Now for a near fall. Now blocked a suplex and clubbered her with a clothesline. Now was in control through the break until Zelina hit a big tornado DDT. With Gable sitting on the top rope, we get Ray and Zelina do the launch pad Hurricane Rana spot with Zelina delivering the Hurricane Rana to Gable. Vega dropped the top rope as Now came charging toward her. But Now went through the middle rope, which made me laugh because it was such a weird spot. But in the end, it was Ray who hit 619, then drops the dime, West Coast pop, 1, 2, 3 to pick up the victory for him and Zelina. Post-match, we get Gable getting frustrated, and he starts slapping Julius Creed. Julius Creed takes that slap and goes and slaps Brutus. They start shoving each other and getting psyched up as Gable has them in full control, ready to take on the world, but they just going to keep losing. I just have no faith. I've lost faith completely in them doing anything with American Made. But I like this match.
Yeah, this was actually an enjoyable mixed tag match. Nice to see Zelina picking up a dub. You know I love her. That's got to be cool for her, teaming up with Rey Mysterio, the legend, every time she does. And as for American Made, I mean, I don't know what's up with Gable's lost to he's lost to Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. Was that back-to-back weeks? Or was that the same night, actually?
No, it was back-to-back.
Okay, yeah. Wow. But the Creed brothers weren't there. Where the hell have the Creed brothers been? Now they're here. Maybe better things are in store now that they're all one right there. In school. Obviously not paying attention, gonna fail your test.
I mean, B says this was a pretty good TV tag match. Yeah, this was entertaining. This was entertaining. I thought everybody worked well with each other. I really want to see Gable versus Ray one-on-one coming after that Dragon Lee matchup for Gable. So I think that would be a great matchup at the given time. But I just don't have no faith. They've inspired me to have little to no faith for American Made based on how they booked. Based on where they were when they were first put together to now, it's embarrassing.
You're just going to float around in the mid-card for now because there's nothing else to do right now. You're not going to be in the IC title scene. You could do eventually the Creed brothers in the tag scene, but there's nothing for Gable to do as far as title belts on Raw right now.
Yeah.
Because that's Bron's baby all the way until John Cena he faces him. So,
but they just feel like so lost in the shuffle. It's sad. It's just sad.
Maybe we need another title. Maybe we need a European Championship.
Oh God, no, we don't need that, please. We see Finn Balor backstage with Liv Morgan, who's clearly stressed out after the return of Rhea Ripley, and he offers to take the wheel for Judgment Day tonight. She accepts, and Balor hypes up Dominic Mysterio and Carlito for their match against the War Raiders. I know, I thought so too.
Finn says, I'm in charge. Never a good sign.
Balor offered advice, but Dom didn't seem interested. Balor says, you could go after the neck. And they're like, okay, yeah. He was like, but that may just piss them off a lot. But don't worry, you got the great Dominic Mysterio. He will figure it out either way. After Dom and Carlito leave, JD McDonough pulled Finn aside and wanted to have a private chat with him. They added fake booing in different spots here, which did not, it felt completely out of place and was even bigger sign that this is a tape show.
Yeah. Do you have like your signs that something is a tape show? Do you have all of them?
Yeah. I have Joe Testator with certain voiceovers that he had throughout the night. It sounded like he did it in a studio and not live watching the show. The fake crowd noise throughout the show, that was very noticeable. The way the show started, where we don't get multiple people coming into the building, we just had one person coming into the building and they immediately went to a first segment. I was like, that's a big sign this is a tape show.
Because they used all the other shots last week.
I was like, y'all do this shit every week where y'all show like every person who's in a big match on this show. So this is either a low, like a lineup that doesn't have a lot of matches, or this is a tape show. So this is a tape show. Yeah, those are like the major things. And then there was like some editing stuff, but that's because we watch this show every week. And there were certain points that really were like badly edited.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyhow.
But yes, that is what we saw there with the Judgment Day. Then probably your favorite segments of the show. Karrion Kross and The Miz. They have a video
Puerto Rican
promo.
segment, 3 segments in a row. Zelina, Carlito, not Kross.
Did you take off your
I still have it on right now.
Oh, see, smart man. He knew. There was a video promo with The Miz and Final Testament. Miz had a cut on his eyelid, and he talked about how he deserved an Oscar for his performance last week. Convincing
That makes
the
no sense. This was on TV. It's an Emmy. Oscars are movies. Even I know that. I don't see movies.
He was like, he was so good that he thinks the Marine 7 should be directed by Scorsese or should be Tarantino's last film.
That's funny.
Meanwhile, Karrion Kross says they exposed the Wyatts as wounded, people using others to make themselves feel better. They were not invincible. Miz, that was at this point that Miz started wondering who would direct his next film.
Yeah.
Kross said that he dealt the cards and the Wyatts would continue to play the game that he controls. Later in the show, though, we heard a response from the Wyatt Six directly from Uncle Howdy himself, Bo Dallas, with a VHS video that cut in to the broadcast.
Look at this guy.
This man has transformed to his brother.
Wow. Man, this guy grows some facial hair. And his hair. He is looking just like his brother.
Bo said, and I quote, the trust of the innocent is a liar's most useful tool. We offered you salvation, freedom from the pit. I tried to warn you, but you've damned yourself. I'm sorry for what happens next. You choose this. Hands will forever be bloodstained, crimson, scarlet red because of your actions. And you will lose what matters most. I never wanted this.
Oogly boogly.
Oogly boogly doogly
with the riddles.
doogly with the boogie. Oogly boogly doogly. But no, but I like the two promos side by side because I thought it was an effective way to continue the feud after last week with the whole big angle with the Miz faking out the Wyatt Six. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this a lot more than I've enjoyed a lot of their stuff. But yes, it is oogly boogly for the most.
It's just the riddles that they use. It's just like get to the point. But hey, I enjoyed it. I know this kind of stuff is not for everybody. I know people don't like Kross and Miz, but I'm kind of liking their chemistry so far. They've been building up with each other.
It feels like Kross has manipulated the Miz, which is something.
Yes.
It's a new take on Miz's character because Miz is usually the manipulator himself. but Cross has manipulated him so much that he was playing a role that he's randomly thinking about directors to take his next film instead of thinking about the fact that the Wyatt Six are now after them.
Yeah, and they're gonna get them good. They're gonna get them because Cross, Miz, they came out on top one time. Nobody else has, so it's coming back. They're gonna get their receipt.
Agreed there. Agreed for sure. We do have a couple of comments to go to here. We got I Make Beats who says Miz looked pretty badass here. Come on, bringing up Tarantino and Scorsese.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you even talking about, sir? Why did you mention Marine 7 in something we're supposed to take seriously? We got another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. He says, unless you're the blood. I love you, Chuck. Chuck Berry says, unless you're the bloodline, Raw has been where many factions have gone to die. Can the Final Testament finally break through? I think with the amount of factions that have teased dissension or are on their way to being split, I think now is the best time for Final Testament to find their foothold on Raw.
Indeed. And hey, Judgment Day's still alive. Don't say faction's going to die. Judgment Day runs Raw.
They're teasing
unless the
dissension
Bloodline's on there.
again. They couldn't even go fucking 6 months without teasing dissension. They teased dissension for a good 2-year stretch, Romeo, and then they gave us like 2 months, no, 1 month of them being all right after they got rid of Damian and Rhea, and then it went right back to dissension.
But I think the Judgment Day is always going to have that toxic cycle where they just keep kicking someone out. Then there's a new leader. The Bullet Club went through this. They kicked out leaders
but
one after another.
It would come as a surprise, though, with the Bullet Club. They didn't tease dissension for longer than they've been in existence, Romeo.
Well, dissension is cinema.
No, it's not. It can become a booking crutch, and that's what it's become with the Judgment Day. But I think now is a good time for Final Testament to kind of break through and become a main faction on Monday Night Raw. We got I Make Beats. He says, before y'all hate on spooky goths, I'm a spooky goth. Bring it.
I'm not hating on spooky goths.
No, spooky goths are cool. They could be cool. They could be fine, but not always the best when it comes to entertaining television every week. Speaking of something that I'm not entertained by, and I'm actually think that this is one of the worst parts of Monday Night Raw this week, we go backstage to Gunther, our World Heavyweight Champion, who approaches Ludwig Kaiser. He tells Kaiser that he wasn't happy about what happened last week when Kaiser tried sticking up for Gunther, but Gunther shut him down. But Gunther told him to start making a name for himself. Stop living on his name and start taking names for your own. Gunther wanted Kaiser to speak for himself and be his own man. Before Kaiser left, though, Gunther asked him, look into my eyes. What do you see? A reference to Cult of Personality? CM Punk, perhaps? Gunther asked Kaiser if he still saw the old Ring General inside of him. And Kaiser said, of course. Gunther was happy to hear this, and Gunther decided to take this and go attack Damian Priest, who was literally like 10 steps away and had to hear all of this. They didn't even put him in any headphones to make this seem like this was a sneak attack. My dude, like, how did you not hear their whole conversation? You were right there. Damian Priest happened to be nearby signing autographs, so Gunther tried to blindside him, but Priest fought him off, hits him in the stomach with a lead pipe, and then Priest sits down in the chair over Gunther and says he might be a general in the ring, but on the streets, Priest was king.
Fire line. Oh.
I hate this. I hate all of it. I don't like it. I understand you're trying to show a different side of Gunther, him being kind of an insecure or chicken shit heel, of course. That doesn't work for Gunther. Just doesn't work for Gunther. Never has worked for Gunther. And as a fan of Gunther, I don't think this is the best way to do the Damian Priest rematch. You already have pretty much handicapped a lot of Gunther's reign so far. That only started in August, but all they've done is give him people that he's already feuded with. They gave or people that he already faced in a big time matchup, like Randy Orton, who he faced in the King of the Ring final. Then that's his first defense. Sami Zayn, who he faced at WrestleMania, that's his second defense. And now Damian Priest, who he beat for the title, that's his third defense. You're already handicapping him enough. You don't need to handicap him and say that his invincibility is gone. Oh, you see cracks in his game. He's always vulnerable. The key to Gunther and why the Intercontinental Championship reign was as great as it was is that he was able to get threats to the title run, and multiple people we thought would beat him for the title. Yet you never sacrificed his invincibility and who he is as a character to do that. That's what they're doing here.
I don't mind it.
Of course you don't.
By the way, 4th segment in a row with a Puerto Rican. This is a new record, I think. But anyways, I don't mind it. Gunther's just he's losing some aura. He's questioning himself. It's something different. It's something new. Instead of the same old, repeat Gunther trope of, I'm a badass. Why don't you fight Ludwig Kaiser first before you face me, and then I'll beat you.
He already did that. They did that. So they are doing the cliche shit, and then they're just trying to add on something else that's different, but it's not working.
Listen, I don't be concerned that Gunther's. I wouldn't describe him as a chicken shit heel just yet, but. Don't be concerned. He's gonna get it back. He's gonna beat Priest in this feud. Don't worry. He's gonna get it back, and that'll be time for CM Punk. It'll be his turn.
And Punk might beat him if they're already doing if they're already doing he's not invincible anymore this early into the run. Then it's not gonna be a long run. Unfortunately, that's the case.
We will see. That is where it'll get really interesting because there will be some doubt as to whether Gunther can retain. Here in this feud, I don't think there's any doubt.
There's no doubt at all. That's why it does not make sense to do this now. You do this for the feud that people actually think the guy is going to beat him. Damian Priest has done nothing. He's a little bit more powerful because he was going against Judgment Day for 2 months. But he's not, there's not anything different. You could say, if they did like a tag team matchup where Priest pins Gunther, then this makes sense. They have not done the steps to make this thing make sense.
It's making Priest look good. It's making him look like a badass. He's owning Gunther every week.
That's what you care about.
I do care about Damian Priest. I won't hide that. But I know he's going to lose the feud.
Intercontinental Championship up for grabs. Braun Breaker defends against Sheamus here.
Streak is over.
Hey, you couldn't accept Braun. They were even for the first 2 minutes of the matchup until Braun leaps off of the apron with a big flying clothesline that takes Sheamus over the announce table. After a break, Braun knocked Sheamus down with a dive off the top rope to the floor that looked like a blockbuster, but more or less looked like Braun was trying to nosedive or put his head straight through the ground. Sheamus fired up in the ring. He hits a power slam, clothesline, lifting knee, 10 beats of the Bowery. Sheamus follows up with a diving knee drop, but only gets a 2. We get Braun looks a little bit out of place or a little like doozy, like they were unable to use like a camera angle that wasn't quite shown. Braun came back with a backstabber for a 2, but Sheamus hits an avalanche white noise for a near fall. At this part, the crowd is like, this is awesome. We get Sheamus going to the top rope, but Braun cuts him off and hits the walk-up Frankensteiner. He hits a spear on, he goes for the spear on Sheamus, but Sheamus catches him with the knee lift. Then the crowd gets up as Sheamus looks for the bro kick, but Braun catches him with the spear. He tries to go for a second spear on the floor, but Ludwig Kaiser shows up, clotheslining Braun, laying him out. He then throws Braun into the barricade, into the timekeeper's area. Then he runs around the ring and hits his big drop kick into the steel steps on Sheamus as Ludwig Kaiser has laid out the Intercontinental Champion and the Celtic Warrior. good angle to put over Ludwig Kaiser in the post match. Despite me not always being into the non-finishes, I think this was the right move because I think they're still protecting the Bron Sheamus one-on-one matchup for a potential pay-per-view PLE matchup down the line. For now, I think that is good that they're building a triple threat match. It furthers the push and the story going on with Ludwig Kaiser. It furthers the rivalry going on between Sheamus and Braun Breaker, who have had 3 matches with neither man being able to beat the other at this point, and the match itself was very good. So I enjoyed this.
Does that count in the speed match too?
Yeah.
Yeah, all this was good. I agree with everything you said. This is really good for Ludwig. Being in this eventual triple threat match, the fans are going to want to see both these guys kick his ass. Braun's still getting over with the fans. Like they were cheering him on even against Sheamus. Again, busting out new moves. Braun's the man.
I agree. We got RB James kind of echoing what I was saying why are they changing Gunther's character? He never had to do this shit when he was Intercontinental Champion. They are messing up his character and making him into a cowardly heel. Yeah,
it's gonna be all right, guys. It's just a temporary.
You're literally not explaining. You just keep. Oh, it's gonna be all right. You gotta let it play out. Let it play out.
This is something to switch things up a little bit. Everything doesn't have to be the same.
It's something that does not need to change. This is the same thing I said with Bron when Braun Breaker was teasing going babyface. You do not need to change it right now. You do not need to change Gunther's character.
It is okay. You cannot stay this unbeatable monster forever. You cannot. It's sometimes it's gonna switch up.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this was the wrong feud to do that.
I don't know. It does something for Priest. Priest.
Nobody's done this. Anyone think Priest can beat Gunther? No one thinks that.
Okay.
No one thinks that.
Gunther's gonna have the last laugh, but Priest still that does something for him because nobody's ever done this to Gunther. Nobody, not one person.
It's not doing anything for me. If it's not making one person think Priest can beat Gunther, then it's wasted. It's wasted.
Well, because we're not casuals, we're hardcores. We know where this is going.
But even those casuals, no one believes Damian Priest is going to beat Gunther.
You'd be surprised. The people thought Mike Tyson was going to beat Jake Paul.
We're not going to compare that monstrosity with it. We go backstage to Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Sami Zayn approaching Seth freaking Rollins. Jey wanted them all just this one time to put their differences aside. Zayn noted that Rollins previously put their differences aside last year to team with him, Jey, and even Cody Rhodes, someone that he hated more than anyone. Zayn wanted to do it one more time. Rollins said that he would stand side by side with Jey, Jimmy, and Sammy. But
Jimmy?
Never.
I couldn't believe that part. The others I believe. Jimmy.
But never with Roman Reigns. It wasn't worth Roman being on top again. He planned on solving their Bronson Reed problem tonight, and whatever happened after War Games was on them. So good luck, but I'm out. I thought this was an effective segment. Rollins putting his foot down once again. Nice little plea from Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. And I like Sami Zayn using last year to support himself in another pitch towards Seth Rollins.
Sammy sounded like he should be a lawyer. This guy was dealing facts. He's been dealing it for weeks. Sami Zayn, man. But yeah, I enjoyed this segment too. Seth is justified in everything he's saying. And these guys, these guys come in here like begging to be on the team. Like, where is Roman? That's the guy Seth needs to hear from, if anybody, if he's ever going to do this. It makes it look so weak to send these three. And not that Roman's sending them, they're doing it on their own. But like, are you gonna accept to be on this team when the other guy's not even talking to you? Like, it's weird. It's like it's the same thing with like Roman and Jey. It's like Sammy trying to get Roman to apologize to Jey. It's like Roman his character is getting away with so much. He's still an asshole. He's still an asshole. And we're looking at him like this grand baby face. He hasn't changed. What has he changed?
He hasn't.
Just now he's calling Paul Heyman. He didn't contact him at all since WrestleMania.
He hasn't contacted him since he got his ass kicked.
Yes. Like he's still doing asshole things, and we just let it slide. We want Roman, OTC, OTC. Just keep chanting for this asshole.
He's the unredeemed babyface.
He
hasn't been redeemed
Not at all. Not at all. And watch, he's still gonna get what he gets at Survivor Series. It's Team Hole with Seth, and he will not have had to lift a finger. Watch.
That's why I want Seth to join OG Bloodline, and then at the end he attacks Roman.
I want that too. Roman deserves that. Roman 100% deserves it.
We had next Dakota Kai with a video package. She looks like a model with this look.
Beautiful.
She talks about her injury, being taken out by Pure Fusion Collective, and making her comeback and wanting to use this as to propel her to the top once again alongside Damage Control. What did you think about them highlighting Dakota Kai kind of separate from Damage Control? Very rare they do that with any of the members of Damage Control. Really, they've only done that with Io Sky since the groups really started. So I like the fact they did this for Dakota Kai on her comeback.
I love it for Dakota Kai the person, but Dakota Kai the character is like, come on, I know who you are. I know what you're going to do eventually. You're going to turn again like you always do. Am I wrong? Do you trust her as a babyface?
She does have a history. Her, Tommaso Ciampa, and Kevin Owens should all join a group together.
Wow, that'd be an amazing group. Oh my goodness.
And their trope of always turning on friends started all in NXT. That's the one thing they got in common.
Yeah, call them the loyalists. They preach loyalty.
They preach loyalty, yet they have none of it. We get the War Raiders going up against the Judgment Day's Carlito and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Judgment Day cheated to take the advantage ahead of the commercial break. Dom hitting a nice little tope suicida dive and then working on his mustache for the camera. Ivar made the hot tag after the break. We get the crowd chanting "War, War, War" as he hits a big cannonball on Dom for a 2 count. Ivar suplexed Dom into Carlito, and Apple fell out of Carlito like this was a freaking WrestleMania of the arcade game. They hit Carlito then with they hit Dirty Dom with the pop-up power slam that they used to be their finisher, the Viking Experience, and then finish off Carlito with the War Machine, the German suplex springboard clothesline combo for the 1-2-3. Post-match, we get Finn Balor and JD McDonough, the World Tag Team Champions, attacking Eric and Ivar. They specifically target Eric's previously injured neck with a neck breaker. Wow. And then Balor finishes him off with the coup de grace as the Judgment Day, actually together for once, stood tall over the number 1 contenders.
Wow. Finn won one.
You know, Finn actually stood
back
tall.
On top.
We gotta count these
scoreboard.
Every time we gotta have a scoreboard for every time Finn Balor is on top. I think we're only at like 5 since Judgment Day broke up.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Any thoughts on War Raiders and Judgment Day?
This was what it needed to be. Like the heels ended up on top at the end, attacking the neck. Good stuff. It's obvious stuff. You should attack the neck. Come on. You're the heels. This guy's coming off surgery. I like it. I built sympathy for the War Raiders.
We got I Make Beast who says Tommaso, Kai, and Owens. They could be called TKO. See what you did there.
Beautiful.
See what you did there.
Put him in the writing room.
Well done. You earned your writer's credential, sir. Well done.
I make beats and I make factions. I make storylines.
So got Darius in the chat. Good to see you. Saying faction name could be Hunter's Laboratory.
Nah. Okay. I make beats. Got you beat. But don't give up. Don't give up. Keep brainstorming.
Keep on trying. I sometimes forget that Balor and McDonough are the tag team champions.
Me too. I'm kind of ready for something new, like the War Raiders.
Hey, we said that. We said that before the number 1 contenders matchup. We said if the War Raiders win this number 1 contenders match, they need to be the ones who beat Balor and McDonough. So
yeah,
they just got to announce the matchup. Probably the Raw after Survivor Series.
Maybe. or the New Day. No, I can't even. I can't even believe it.
Speaking of,
Until I see things fixed, I can't. No faith. Zero.
he
Faith.
has no.
I tried.
No faith.
I tried to speak it into existence, but I couldn't without laughing.
Speaking of which, we go backstage. Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine Dupree ran into Kofi Kingston backstage. Dupree was excited about the New Day's 10-year anniversary, but she wondered how things were between him and Xavier Woods. Kingston wasn't shown sure, but Woods showed up at that exact moment. He says that he was worried. They had 10 years of no serious arguments, but they've been yelling at each other for weeks now. And he couldn't stop thinking about something Karrion Kross said. That New Day was dead, but they were the only ones who didn't know it. Kingston said they weren't dead. They just had to remember he just had to remember what New Day was about. And Woods was like, me? And he was like, we need to remember what New Day is all about. Woods take that personally, but Otis stepped in before they could start arguing. Woods didn't want to hear from Otis and says there was a reason that Chad Gable left their asses. Woods challenged them to a match next week, and he says a win over them could get the New Day back to where they wanted to be.
Doubt it. Now listen, this
is another very well done segment where you see that Woods is being abrasive, but you also see that Kofi is not taking the dissension serious enough.
I normally defend Xavier Woods here every week. Justified. This was a bit over the top being an asshole here. Well, I must say for once. So for those of you criticizing me on Xavier Woods, here's me throwing a bone. Because that was just over the top being a jerk. I will admit. That's why Chad Gable left your asses.
For once, Mr. Unbiased is actually unbiased.
What do you mean for once? This is why I am unbiased all the time.
For once. We get a video package from Lyra Valkyria, highlighting her and her talking about how she's gonna take everyone on. I didn't get the same feeling that I got from the Dakota one. Like, it's all WWE video packages are good, but I don't think I'll remember this one next week.
I mean, these are names that could have been in the U.S. title bracket tournament, but they said that title's going to be defended on both brands, yet everybody in that tournament is on SmackDown.
Which makes me believe we're getting a women's intercontinental title tournament, and they're going to do these vignettes for multiple women to be like, hey, look, we've actually been pushing them. We did a video package for them, and then they're going to do a women's intercontinental title tournament.
We gotta call up some NXT women if we're gonna have two mid-card titles.
They don't need more women. They need less titles.
Well, I mean, they do need more women, though. They do.
I think the only ones ready in NXT right now is Stephanie Vicaire, Roxanne Perez.
We just got
Roxanne Perez. No, I'm literally telling you the only ones that are ready is Stephanie Vicaire and Roxanne Perez. And JCJ. I'll give it to JCJ.
Cora Jade.
She's not ready.
Come on.
She's not ready. She's not ready. It's okay. Yeah, she's been there long enough because she was out for 18 months with injuries.
That is true.
Like, she lost. See, you want to say, oh, she's been there 3 years. She's really only been there a year and a half.
It's true.
Like I think it's Vala B as well. Shout out to Vala B, who's always like, oh yeah, they need to call up Stephanie Vicaire. They need to call up Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. I was like, these two things are not the same thing. Regardless of them being a tag team, regardless of them being a good act, Roxanne Perez could be on the main roster tomorrow, and nobody would say she looked out of place. I guarantee you, Cora Jade would not be the same case. Cora Jade would be another case of Blair Davenport.
Roxanne's an alpha, Cora's a beta. But there's still a role for Cora on the main roster.
Yeah, it'll be the same one that Blair Davenport is playing.
Yeah, like Roxanne
and Lyra Valkyria is playing.
Like Roxanne is, world title material. Cora Jade is mid-card material.
I would say Will Chisholm. I would say Sol Ruka is more ready than Cora Jade.
Oh, I love Soul Ruka. I love her.
Sol Ruka is more ready than Cora Jade. I think Cora needs a couple more months on the NXT to kind of just get her feet back under her and like push her as they somehow, some way need to separate her from Roxanne, because being Roxanne's number 2, I don't think it's going to grow her in the same way that being on her own would.
It won't last. It never lasts.
Yeah, of course. Always.
She's another Dakota Kai.
Darius says they can't afford to have a mid-card belt on the main roster, but everyone loves the idea of women having a belt for every day of the week. There's literally 6 women in rotation right now. Yes, that's what makes it no reason to do a women's U.S. championship and IC title.
Honestly, man, screw the brand split. We're going to be on Netflix now. It's like everybody should get an opportunity to be on Netflix, not just limited to one half of the roster. Like, they're advertising Cody, Roman, all these SmackDown guys for the first Raw on Netflix. But then what?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Well, I think Gunther's going to be, you're on SmackDown now. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
We need all these guys on Raw.
I think they're going to switch Cody, or whoever's the WWE champion out of WrestleMania. They're going to switch with
Still be
Gunther.
Cody.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't know. Maybe Rock. We get a tail of the tape for our main event. Seth freaking Rollins going up against big Bronson Reed. I love that Bronson Reed has not done anything in WWE worth having a statistic over. They just went on his measurements.
Yeah, except the last one. Hit Seth with
Seth
six
with 6 tsunamis. Oh my God, y'all are funny. We get early on the new Bloodline come out minus Solo Sikoa to ringside. That brings out Sami Zayn and the Usos who fight off Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Yeah, I was like, did y'all know this was gonna happen? Or like what? The crowd kept singing Jay's music as the fight was on. You get Zayn and Jimmy got rid of Tama and Tonga. We get 3 simultaneous super kicks by the Usos to knock Jacob Fatu over the barricade. The good guys follow the Bloodline to the back with ringside cleared. We get Seth with a tope suicida to Bronson Reed. Rollins hit chops following a break, but Reed knocked him down with a body block. We get Reed with a shoulder block off the apron, and then he shoved Rollins into the steel steps. Rollins avoided a charge, and then Reed collided with the steps. Rollins repeatedly bounced Reed's head against the steel steps. Rollins tried a stomp on the steps, but Reed avoided it and entered the ring. Rollins hit a springboard knee and then a big boot, but Reed remained on his feet. Reed came back with a sit-out powerbomb. When we go to commercial break, we come back with Reed standing on the middle rope, but Rollins slipped underneath and hits a powerbomb off the middle rope, followed by a springboard moonsault for a 1 count. He tries a springboard senton for another 1 count. He then super kicks him in the back of the head and hits a frog splash for a 2. Or Reed responded with a big clothesline and then a brain buster for a 2 count. He went to the top rope for a tsunami, but Rollins rolled out of the way. Reed missed a senton, and Rollins hits a super kick and then a pedigree for a 2 count. Rollins hits a curb stomp, but he didn't go for the cover. He then goes to the top rope for a super curb stomp, but out on the apron is Solo Sikoa, who just is like trying to get his attention. It's like someone when they can't hear you and they see you in a coffee shop and they're trying to wave at you through the window. That's how Solo
like, hey, yo,
came off. Hey, yo, what up, yo? Reed cuts off Rollins with a DVD. He then follows up with 2 consecutive sentons and then finally goes to the top rope, hits a huge tsunami.
Nice
for
combo
the
with all
1, 2, 3. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Bronson Reed picking up the win as he is now officially the 5th man in the War Games matchup alongside the new Bloodline and has finally made my premonition correct. He gets a pinfall victory over Seth freaking Rollins, and he stands tall with Solo Sikoa to close the show. I thought this was a damn good matchup between these two. I thought it was slightly better than their crown jewel matchup. I thought that Seth was a little bit more agile, a little bit more using his athleticism throughout the matchup, keeping Reed on the back foot. Reed was hitting his big moves, and it had less of a plodding kind of pace than the crown jewel matchup had. I thought that this was a little bit more fast-paced, and I like the finish more because despite it being due to the new Bloodline and Solo Sikoa distraction, Bronson Reed has finally beaten Seth Rollins. Thank you, Lord. It does not mean as much as Crown Jewel would have made, and honestly, I said this on the flagship. I think Bronson Reed getting this 5th spot in War Games is a bigger victory for him than any victory over Seth Rollins would be now after the first match. But I like the combination of them both together. Him getting this win and then being in the main event next Saturday.
I hope you're so proud. I hope you're so proud of this fluke win that Bronson Reed finally got. That was the only way.
A win is a win.
That was the only way he's ever going to beat Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is going to take this L to Bronson Reed is with a distraction and help from Solo Sikoa. That's how you're going to beat Seth Rollins.
He could have ignored him. You know how many people I ignore when they trying to call me outside of a coffee window? It's not Reed's fault that Seth is easily distracted.
Seth Rollins is going to get another win back. Now he's just going to get 2 of them things now. So it's coming. And Seth Rollins is going to get his revenge back. Now, he might eat a tsunami off the top of the cage. Who is Bronson Reed going to tsunami off like Rikishi style? Remember Rikishi did it? Oh, now Bronson Reed's got to do it.
I think Bronson's too big.
He's got to do it. He's got to. Somebody's got to take that. Jimmy.
That shit would cave in the ring.
Jimmy, you do it. All right. No yeet.
No, but Sammy will. You know Sammy will.
Sammy's sick. He is sick. But about Bronson being in the 5th man. Listen, I was annoyed last week when I saw the spoilers. First of all, for seeing the spoilers, and then second of all, seeing that Bronson Reed, because I didn't think that this feud needed to be in this storyline with the Bloodline. But that was before I Googled and searched Bronson Reed as Samoan. What?
Yes.
I thought he was just Australian. Now I find out he's Samoan. It fits. It fits like a glove for some reason. He fits right in, standing alongside Solo Sikoa.
I liked it. I liked it from the SmackDown segment, even before finding out that Bronson Reed was Samoan, because I like the fact of commentary, and I'll give credit where credit's due to Michael Cole, him saying that Bronson Reed's whole character since August has been about him trying to get the biggest opportunity, getting the spotlight on him, and this gives him that biggest chance, is joining up with the Bloodline. That's all I needed. And I was like, you know what? I don't like they're combining these 2 feuds. I think it should just be centered on OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline, but they explained it well enough where I'm fine with Bronson Reed on the side of the New Bloodline.
Yeah. Yeah. I know he had the tattoos, but I did not know he was Samoan. I thought he was just Australian. So it fits. I like it. And now it opens the door for Seth Rollins to come in there on SmackDown. And we'll see. We'll see if he has any interaction with Roman or anything like that. That's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. You've created quite the dilemma here.
Yeah, it's very interesting here with the whole dynamic of Seth not wanting to team with Roman Reigns or the OG Bloodline. It's going to be who's going to be the 5th man, and we probably will find that out on Friday. I'm gonna hold out hope that we find that out on Friday. But setting up,
because Triple H style. Yeah, when's the go home show? It's this week. It ain't next week. Nah, it's
this is true. And especially it's this week because they're taping 2 episodes of SmackDown on Friday.
Oh, so we might get the better version of the tape shit again. I fucking hope not.
I hope not. Please don't do that. Please. But I'm sick of them doing these go home shows taped. You can't do a go home show taped. Come on.
This one is understandable because it's the day after Thanksgiving. I understand it. Okay. No, I don't understand. Last week
you're doing a pay-per-view 2 days after Thanksgiving.
You get an extra day. You need an extra day to get those calories off from Thursday. Be ready for Saturday.
We got I Make Beats. He says from NXT to BLPLE main event in 1 year is wild, despite the factors. There we go. Bloodline pay-per-view PLE main event in 1 year as well, despite the factors. Darius says pause. So there's literally only one Samoan family in the history of family. Like besides The Rock, there are no other Samoan actors / celebrities. No, there are. Samoa Joe is not a part of the family, and neither is Bronson Reed.
Yeah, I guess he's just wondering why you don't hear like so many other Samoans besides it's only in wrestling. You know?
There are some Samoan actors that I know of. I can't name them off the top of my head, but I know them.
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson. Joe Anawai.
Yeah, he's one too.
Got
Samoa
him
Joe.
all right.
They're all actors.
Samoa Joseph. Samoan Joseph. Jason Momoa. There we go. We see we're cooking now. We're cooking.
Hey, so do you think Bronson is just a one-time deal, or is he officially Bloodline for good? Or is it just a one-time deal?
It should be a one-time
like
deal.
Can he like throw the ones on Raw or no?
No, it should just be a one-time deal. I'm thinking that they're going to parlay this into Bronson Reed either feuding with one of the OG Bloodline members who are going to be on Raw. So either him feuding with Jay or Sammy coming out of Survivor Series is what I think they're going to do.
Because I eventually think the Bloodline's coming to Raw for Netflix. And
yeah, I think in January they are.
Yeah. So I think Bronson might as well. Hey, remember me, guys? We were Bloodline once. Can I just be in it for good now?
But let us know what you think about Bronson Reed becoming the 5th member of the new Bloodline. What you thought about last night's Monday Night Raw. Final call for super chat donations. Thank you to everyone who showed their support so far today. And of course, let us know your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? For me and Romeo, for the November 18th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw, in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Romeo, out of 10, what did you give this show?
6.5.
I'm actually higher than you this week. I gave it a 7 because 6.5 is the thumbs in the middle. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I thought the wrestling was pretty good, other than everything that clearly showed me this was a tape show. They got the better of the two shows from this.
Better than last week.
Yeah, this was better than last week. I like Rhea's return. I like Reed versus Seth, like I said, was a very good matchup. Sheamus and Braun Breaker was a very good matchup until the interference. Like the storyline with Kaiser getting involved in there, as well as what's going on with the men's bloodline. The rush nature of the women's war games pisses me off, but the execution of the segment was very well done. And really, the only thing that really bothers me is the treatment of Gunther's character. So 7 out of 10.
Match of the night?
Match of the night for me, I'm going to go with Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins.
I'll go Sheamus Braun. Breaker.
That is fair. MVP for the show, I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley.
Really?
That Cena recovery.
I'm going with Bronson Reed. He finally did it, even though it was shady. Pinned Seth Rollins. And he's in the bloodline. That's 2 for 1. Bronson Reed.
This is true. I gave him MVP. I gave him match of the night, so I couldn't give him MVP. LVP for the show. What do you got,
easy.
Romeo?
This is easy. Gunther.
Yeah. Gunther, I'm going to give him a co-LVP to Gunther and Triple H. Triple H for booking this shit. Book this shit.
How do you like him being? How do you like Triple H being like the final shot of the Raw to Netflix commercial?
I was like, this egomaniac. Oh my god, yo,
it's a cool shot.
Oh my god,
no,
it's not. No, it's
slow
not.
motion.
Don't
It's
do
such
that.
a cool
Don't
shot.
do that. Don't do that. Don't
Right
do
after
that.
The Rock too.
Don't do
Sorry,
that,
boss.
Skip.
Sorry, boss. You'll be second to last, boss.
Don't do that, Skip. Romeo, please let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, when they will see you again.
Romeo Damas, all social media. I don't think I have anything else this week.
Follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. We got a cut from True Hill Heat 303 that's going to be dropping on the channel tomorrow. Thursday, AE Ramble, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. The best AEW Dynamite review in the land with me and Jimmy Macaram. Plus, then on Friday, we got our AEW Full Gear 2024 preview with myself and Joel Horberg of the Late Night Grin and Russell Pierce. And then Saturday, the flagship podcast, True Hill Heat 304, final predictions for Full Gear. Are you doing a Full Gear watch party?
Nah, I don't think anybody's going to be around.
This guy's slacking on the watch parties, but you can get it over on True Hill
Nobody
Heat.
on this channel
What's in
joins
it
the
to
watch
take?
along, so I'm not going to do it by myself.
Yeah, he's calling you out. Sober guy,
calling them
JJ.
out.
Sober guy, Stat King, Ness. I'm calling them all out. Where are you guys? But Sunday, we will be live here with our AEW Full Gear review. So a lot of great content for you to enjoy this week. Be on the lookout for all of it. You can follow us on the Twitter machine, Facebook, X, Twitter, or TikTok, whatever it's called, at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. We have our World Tag League preview that's going to be up sometime this week. I won't watch anything until I do the preview, so don't worry, guys. And then check out all the great content we got on the channel right now, like our historic crossover review, the True Hill Heat flagship podcast, or who is the most important member of the Bloodline video as well. So be on the lookout for all of that. But for Romeo, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 44, the fifth man. For the November 18th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw, we are signing off until next.